So, welcome to this short practice where we'll be focusing on creating a sense of calm and arriving in this moment and trying to deal with all the things that life is sometimes throwing at us and the speed in life things go. So, let's just have this kind of relaxing short practice together. We start seated. If you're at home practicing, you can use anything to sit on. So you can bring a little bit of extra support underneath your sitting bones or your hips. You can sit in any variation. I sit cross-legged, it's comfortable for me, but listen to your own body and find a comfortable seat that works for you. And maybe you want to just move around a little bit. So you can just shift the weight a few times from one hip to the other. And maybe you want to bring the weight a little bit more forwards and backwards so that you can really feel what is your center. And then coming back to that place and see if you can, from there, just slowly close your eyes. So with the eyes closed, it's kind of that first sense of sight, of seeing that we are closing off. So it makes it a little bit easier to bring the focus to yourself and a little bit more inwards. So especially now that we're kind of slowly transitioning out of lockdown, out of a kind of isolation and bubble that we've been in for a long time, things can sometimes feel a little bit overwhelming, a little bit too much, too noisy. So we're just going to create a way where we can kind of retreat a little bit inwards whenever we need to. So it can be as simple as that, just closing your eyes for a few moments and bringing the focus inwards. And then start to just observe. Observe maybe little movements that you might feel in your body. It can be the movement of your breath. It can be just the beating of your heart. So the things that you can detect, that you can feel. And maybe there's still this information that is coming in from outside. So maybe there's the sounds that you can still listen to, sounds in your room or further away outside on the streets, the wind, the birds, or even the cars. But then we're not holding on to that sense of hearing. We're going to bring that sense a little bit more to the background. Just like we closed our eyes, we're going to kind of close off for all the sounds that we hear so that we can come more and more with our focus inwards. And then take a moment to just observe, maybe for a bit, observe what kind of thoughts are with you. Observing the mind space. Is it busy? Is it full? Is it hectic? Demanding? Or is it already slowing down, allowing you to be more and more calm? Or is there still more going on? So always kind of checking in. Without judgment and without giving your opinion to it. So just observe that what is rising up to the surface. And try to sit with it. Try to sit with what is there. The comfortable, and maybe that what is uncomfortable sometimes. It's okay to feel and to experience these opposites. And then from your thoughts, maybe you can also just for a moment observe the way you feel. Sometimes it's the way you feel or felt already when you woke up in the morning, a kind of feeling that stayed with you for the rest of the day. And sometimes you're feeling in a certain way because you're affected by something you heard, something you saw, something you've gone through. So again, whether it's positive or negative, just giving space to both of these emotions equally. And then from there, we want to make that connection with our breathing. So our breath is this amazing tool that we have with us all the time. And if you feel kind of unsettled or uncomfortable or just too much in your head, you can bring the focus to your breath. Help it to ground you to be here. So first of all, just bring the awareness to the nose and just feel how the breath moves in through the nose, touching like the nostrils with the cold air coming in. And then as warm air, it's kind of slowly leaving the nose again. So feel the movement of the breath just in that specific area. I'm going to follow the breath a little bit lower into the body. So slowly start to notice the back of the throat. Feel the breath moving there, passing through the narrow bit of the throat. In and out. Bring the awareness slowly into your chest. Feel the breath moving there. If it is difficult to kind of connect with that area, you can always place 1 or 2 hands onto your chest and just feel there. So feel the movement gently, the breath pressing against your chest, against your hands. Maybe every breath can be just a tiny little bit longer than your inhalation. Every breath out a little bit longer, a little bit slower. To kind of connect with the calming quality of your breath. Let's bring the hands a little bit lower, so you can bring the hands under them on the rib cage, just kind of where the soft part start, the end of the ribs. You can place there 1 hand or 2 hands, or you can place the hands a little bit more on the sides of the body so that you can feel the rib cage expanding to the side when you're breathing in. And releasing it again when you're breathing out. Finding that rhythm of your breath that is natural to you. And the moment you bring your focus there, you would notice that the breath automatically and naturally slows down. Let your hands slowly slide on the belly. Let them rest there. And feel if you can send your breath just to the belly, so that you feel your hands are gently being pushed away. And then on the exhalation, there's this softening again. Let's give yourself 1 more deep inhale. When you're exhaling, just releasing the arms, let the hands rest on the knees with the palms of your hands facing up. So there's this sense of receiving that what you need. And notice how the breath can now move completely free through all the different parts of the body. And the body is like a vessel for the breath to move through. Maybe take a little moment to observe how you feel now that you've had your awareness with the breath. Does it feel different than before you started? All these observations will help you to stay present in the moment. This is the moment where you can feel at ease, feel at home, connecting to that sense of calm. It's not to be found in the past, previous moments or situations, and it's not to be found in the future because we're not there yet. So this is the biggest challenge for the mind, to keep it steady in present moment, keeping it with your breath. And let's bring a little bit of movement in the body. So you can just bring the hands to turn down, so palms of your hands are onto the knees, to ground yourself a little bit more. And let's just bring the chin to the chest. So very gently, kind of dropping the head. You don't have to force it. You don't want to be putting extra strain on the neck, but just using the weight of the head to kind of gently stretch the back of the neck. Relaxing the shoulders. So often an area where we feel a lot of tension. Try to release it, bringing the head slowly back up. And maybe for a moment you want to do that opposite movement. So as if you're looking up in the sky, so you're lifting your chin, kind of stretching into the throat, stretching the front of the body. And bring the head slowly back to center. Let's turn the head slowly over to the right. So as if you would look over the right shoulder. You can keep your eyes closed, or if you open the eyes, just making that a kind of soft gaze inwards. Don't let everything from the world around you come in too hard yet. This is just your time. Coming back to center, and then turning over to your left shoulder. Coming back slowly to center, and start to just circle the shoulders a little bit. You can circle them one by one, or you can circle them at the same time. And take the shoulders up at the same time, really pulling them up towards your ears. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Dropping them down, exhaling out through the mouth. And take two more. Inhale to lift. And exhaling. Release. One more time. Inhale. And exhaling. And let's take the breath with a little bit more movement. So on your inhale, you're going to circle the arms sideways, all the way up over the head, and then turning the palms of the hands. So when you're exhaling, you're kind of grounding the breath and the energy all the way back to the earth. So this is a really nice way to feel that connection with earth. Inhale to rise up, stretching the area around the shoulders, shoulder blades, chest. Exhale, slowly pressing down. Breathing in, reach, and breathing out. You can open the mouth a little bit so that you sigh out through the mouth. Take one more deep inhale here. And exhaling. I'm going to bring the hands just in front of us so that we can make that transition to hands and knees. Sometimes it can be really nice just to feel your hands, the weight in the hands, and pressing down your knees on the ground. So there's this conscious connection with the ground. Sometimes when you feel kind of hectic in your head, not really here, kind of in that dream state, it can be really good to just bring that conscious awareness into your body. So just like this, start to bring a little bit of movement here. And I'd like to invite you to move kind of from an intuitive place. So you can close your eyes and you can just start to circle a little bit the upper body, to circle the neck, to circle the shoulders. Move any part of the body that you feel you need to move without thinking too much about it, without bringing any judgment to the way you're moving. Maybe you want to come a little bit further down with the chest, or you want to round and stretch the back of the body a little bit more. Let's come back to center. Let's tuck your toes under, walking the hands towards the knees. And just for a moment, you're going to bring the weight into the feet. So you're going to sit upright, the toes are tucked under. Maybe you want to spread the toes a little bit. Shifting the weight a little bit further into the feet so that you can really feel that stretch over the soles of the feet. So for some people, this can feel quite uncomfortable. We won't do this for very long. It will just be as a way to give a little bit of our focus and attention to the feet. That what helps us to ground and to keep that connection with earth. Let's bring the hands in front of you. We're going to make our way up to standing just for a moment. So from here, we're going to slowly come into a dangling position first. So shifting the weight equally between your left and your right foot. And holding onto the opposite arm or elbow. And just be there. So try to let go of any conditions that the mind is putting on you, that you have to achieve or be something or someone right now. All you need to do is to be here, be present, and breathe. Let's release the arms and let's slowly roll yourselves all the way up to standing. So rolling the shoulder blades together on the back. The head comes very last. So from there, slowly lifting the head up. And I just want you to find your weight between both of your feet and feel how you feel stable. So maybe you need to bring the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Maybe you need to turn the toes a little bit out. So whatever works for your body. And let's just place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Yeah, because sometimes we don't have the opportunity maybe to sit down, to do our practice. Sometimes the only moment we have during the day is a moment where we're standing, and maybe just for those few seconds, you can close your eyes, you can feel the feet on the ground, you can feel with your hands the breath moving through the body. Maybe that is enough for that moment to make you feel grounded and at ease. Notice the movements. Notice that what's changing. Let's give yourself one more deep inhale. And exhale, let's release the arms. In the same way we came out, we're going to slowly bring the chin to the chest. And we're going to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Letting the arms dangle, letting the head dangle. So the fingers kind of touching the ground. Then you can bring slowly the feet a little bit further back. Bring the knees to the ground. And just for a moment, let's come into child's pose. So you can bring your arms alongside the body and just letting the shoulders drop down. Let go of any idea of having to be anywhere else. Let go of any kind of time frame or planning or schedules. You're in this moment right now, in this moment where you can find your comfort, where you can find your home, your own home base, your body, your mind. Maybe you want to slowly bring a little bit of movement, very gently, rocking the hips from side to side. You feel that you're kind of massaging the head, gently moving the head from left to right, with the weight of your head pressing down into the ground. Placing your hands down and slowly rolling yourself up. So you can stay on your knees if you want to. If you want to change into a cross-legged position, you can do that. Try to find a weight in your hips. Try to feel that lengthening through the whole spine and the neck. Relaxed shoulders. Arms resting. Face relaxing. And we're going to slowly kind of prepare ourselves to step back into the world outside by opening all our senses again. So first of all, maybe just hear the different sounds that you can detect in the room where you are, or in your house, or maybe further on the streets outside. Taking a deep breath in so that you can take in any smells, opening the sense of smell, the sense of touch or feeling, maybe the air circulating around the body, touching the skin of the body, feel your clothes. And then just let's wrap the hands together. So rub the hands together so that you create a little bit of heat underneath your hands. And let's use them to cover your eyes. So there's this sense of complete darkness. The eyes can relax. And from there you can slowly kind of start to blink the eyes to open. You're very slowly preparing yourself for welcoming in the world around you. So you can slide the hands slowly away. You can bring the hands to the heart. You can still decide to keep a little bit of that soft gaze, observing the world around you and taking in what serves you, letting go what you don't need. So hopefully you're able to keep on holding on to a little bit of that calm and peace. Thank you for practicing. Namaste. Is that okay? Did you hear the noise outside?